Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, I needed some more YouTube therapy. Um, I just stumbled across this video on, I think ABC, American ABC News. What's it called? I should have written it down. Asian American communities stand up amid string of violent attacks. Now, for the last, okay, I've wanted a few times to talk about the racism in the gay community, particularly the racism between Asian and black people. It's something that I was made aware of a few years ago, that basically Asian people and black people hate each other. I didn't know this, being a white person, who I apparently hate everyone and everyone hates me apparently. I didn't realise, I thought it was sort of like the white people against all the minorities. I didn't realise the minorities were fighting against each other. So this was sort of a surprise. I know in America this goes back as far as like Rodney King and the LA riots over OJ, because the black people all trashed the Asian community stores and all this. It goes back to all that sort of, and apparently there's been a lot of fighting in like different groups in cities and that. This is a historical thing that's been happening. But I mean, on a personal level, I was aware of a lot of my Asian associates making really racist comments about black people, particularly if I showed interest in a black person, especially if I found them more attractive than Asian people. That would be incredibly offensive to them, almost as though I were looking at a dog or something, because they were looking at black people like they were less than. And I got a few comments like that sort of, sometimes people say things, you don't have time to respond because you're too shocked. And I'm just like, what did you just say? Yeah, I wanted to talk about that, but I'm like, how do I talk about Asian people and black people hating each other when I'm a white person? I don't think I'm allowed to talk about that. But I was just watching this news article, and I don't know why I clicked on it particularly. I was just watching news, and they started talking about this woman, Asian woman. What was her name? I wrote it down. Montes. Her father was Bichar. I'm not going to try and pronounce their last name. I tried so hard. I can't do it. She was mourning him, and I sort of was wondering what happened. And I had heard of this video. There was a video of an old man being attacked randomly on the street, and I didn't look at it because I didn't want to look at it. And then before I knew it, I was watching his story, and then they go to the video, and you see him get knocked down. And you find out he died 2 days later, and it just really got me, and I'm like, oh, I'm still really sensitive to, like, I don't know, parents being killed. I lost both my parents a few years now, but I'm still, and I saw this and I was like, oh God, because I knew this was happening, that there was a lot of Asian hate since COVID and, you know, the China virus, which is what all the racist people are calling it. The Kong flu and all that. And the first time I heard that, I thought that was clever. Just on its own, I wouldn't say it because, you know, what's behind it. But I basically, hate crimes are up 2,000% against Asian people. And there's been like 2,800 reports of anti-Asian hate in America. And it's just getting really bad. And a lot of Asian people are just getting attacked, and they believe this was a hate crime with her father. The guy got away with it basically because he said, oh, he's wearing a mask, and they claimed mental illness, you know. I mean, I don't mean to be racist myself, but we all know the attribute that was most attributed to being and discriminated against with Asian people is their eyes, so I'm fairly sure this racist little a-hole could tell this man was Asian even though he had a face mask on. And yeah, it's just horrible. And I thought, I just want to make a video, because not only do I now need to have some YouTube therapy about this, because I just found it really upsetting to see that video and to then like identify this person. I mean, when God, what was his name? The American actor who got knocked down. I can see him in my head. Rick Moranis. Some people, it was a black guy. Some people were saying that was racism. That guy got caught. But there were a lot. Basically, when George Floyd happened, there was some unity with the Asian community and the black community because they saw basically a common enemy. It's nice that they're able to unite against the white people. But there does seem to be more effort for them to work together. And like Daniel Day Kim and, oh God, who was the guy in Star Wars Rogue One? Damn, I forgot his name. Is it Donnie? I want to say Donnie Yen, but I know I got the name wrong. He's been speaking out against it because, Star Wars gave him fame. Not enough for me to remember his name, but I'm sorry. But Daniel Day Kim, I love him. He's been speaking out about it because it's been happening for a year. Trump just got all this racism going and just gave all these racist people permission to say the China virus and to blame China and to then blame Chinese people for it. When at the most it could possibly be the Chinese government that didn't do what they should have done in the situation that they had. They didn't cause the situation. There's nothing specifically about them being Asian that caused the virus. It's not an Asian virus. It doesn't come from Asian people. It's not like they're infected and spreading it, but that's the way these racist people are acting, and it's just really horrible. I don't know what to do. I can't do anything. I'm a white person in Australia who can't leave my house because of fucking COVID. But I see this happening, and it's just really horrible. And I had a lot of Asian friends. Frankly, the gay Asian community cancelled me a couple of times in the last couple of years for superficial reasons, which I'm not going to go into. I'm making a whole separate video about that. But so I don't really have any Asian friends at the moment anyway, but I still love these people. I think they're beautiful. And I don't understand how anyone could hate them. I don't understand the discrimination they got for the most part. There was some reverse racism, and I sort of understood on some level. Some white guys were really objectified by Asian guys in a racist way. So then they didn't want to date them, and that was being considered racist, that they were racist because they didn't want to date Asian guys. Some of them was just because they had dated Asian guys and had bad cultural experiences, but the rest were just plain racist. But I did realise there was some two-sidedness to some of the issues on the gay scene, but on the grandest scale, like the racism is just pretty much good old-fashioned racism. And I don't know, I just needed some YouTube therapy. I realised where this video was going and that this was going to be the video of the old guy getting knocked down, and I just suddenly burst into tears. And it just really hit me. This is like a real person, that this woman was so devastated. And I understand. I mean, I always feared something happening to my mother because she was little and old and grey, and when she got sick she was so frail, and you just have to hope, if you can't be there, that people are kind to them. And I mean, there was a guy, Asian guy, who ran the little supermarket that my mum would go to because she couldn't go to the big supermarket because of the her immune system, because of the chemo. And she was so little and frail, she couldn't carry anything. The guy would carry the stuff out to the car for her. He didn't have to do that. I always wanted to thank him for that, but it just seemed kind of stupid. And God, I don't know what I would have done if anything had happened to her like that. And I was always afraid of something happening to her. That's why I got so angry with my sister when she took her phone because her phone broke. So my mum didn't have a phone. I'm like, what if she gets caught on the road or something? What if her car breaks down? She can't call anyone. What if she needs help? I could not believe that she let my mum go without a phone for months when she was sick, just because it was more convenient for her. I was just beyond disgusted. And like, if anything had happened to her, I don't know what I would have done. Like she died a peaceful death that we sort of knew was coming because of cancer. I don't know how I would have. I don't know how you recover from someone doing something like that to your parent. I don't know. I'm just really upset, and I I don't understand why people are racist. I don't understand the hate. I don't understand looking at someone who's Asian and thinking they're different from you, or looking at someone who's black and thinking they're different from you and somehow they're less valuable, they're less... Because that's what racism is. Racism is... It's not all the silly shit we argue about and people make Twitter wars about. It's about thinking your race is better than another race and another race is less than you, or maybe even less than human. There are people who think that black people are dogs or apes or animals. They speak like that. You may think that's ridiculous, but you listen to some of the Ku Klux Klan people and white supremacist people, and I've got racists in my family who've made comments like that over the years. And same thing for Asians, but the difference with Asian people, and some people think there's a bit of competition between black culture and Asian culture because the Asian people are seen as, what is the term? The model minority. And all these shows like Crazy Rich, Bling Empire, movies like Crazy Rich Asians, it's creating this myth of like the rich, elite Asian people as well, which is also adding to the resentment of like, because the poor people are being turned against the elites. Now they're including the Asians, and the Asians are seen as elite because they're seen as more intelligent and that they're more successful, whereas they look at black people as like God, the stereotypes and the way all these things work in people's heads, it just drives me nuts. I don't understand how anyone is stupid enough to think this stuff, believe this stuff, promote this stuff. And I don't know, I just needed to talk about it. I needed some YouTube therapy. I needed to create a video that's speaking out against it. So there's like one more like tiny little voice against this bullshit. And yeah, I just wanna, I don't know. I just want people to stop. I just don't understand. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it. I just wanted to say something. I'm done. I'm just rambling now. I'm just waffling on. But just stop saying the China virus. Stop thinking people are less than you. It's like people think they can elevate themselves if they can put someone beneath them, and the minorities do that, and they're already being trampled on by the white people. It's like it's not helping. It's just I don't know. I don't have an answer to all of this. I just wanted to talk about it, and I don't feel much better, but I feel a little bit better. I'm going to go, and I'm going to try not to think about that.